All right, let's see if this has worked. I am live. Yay, I think that worked out. Did it work out? Yay! Oh my gosh, it worked out. Thank you all for coming. Gosh, let me lower this a little bit. I hope everybody can hear us. We're actually going to start at 5 o'clock, which we will establish as Yazabear time, YSP time. Thank you all for joining me. We'll start in about 3 minutes. We'll wait until people trickle in here. Let's see. Hope everyone's doing well. This is very exciting. All right, we'll be starting in 2 minutes, 5 minutes after the hour. Let people come on in. This is so exciting. I'm so new to all of this. I don't really know how to get around, but it's exciting to learn. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I got 1 more minute. Hopefully we have time in the end so that we can meet Yaz, and she's our mascot, our girl, who we named the publishing press after. So she is really the star of the show. All right, we'll begin in a minute. Hopefully we can get some engagement today, but if not, that's okay. No matter how small of a group we are, it's all about being in the space together, and figuring out how we can make this possible, how to make Yazabear possible in community, because I think it's something that is needed, especially in this day and age. And I just can't wait to share what Yazabear is all about and what we got planned. So we'll get started now. It's 1:05. First, I want to start by saying hi to everybody. Thank you guys for joining. I am so grateful that you could be here, even though it's remote, it's not in person. This is a great tool to connect with you guys from afar, where we don't have to leave our space. There is hope, though, that one day Yazabear Self-Publishing Press can hold in-person events and workshops and meetings, so that folks can get to know one another and make community, because that's what we're all about here at Yazabear. It's community. So it's especially means a lot that you have taken the time out of this Saturday to tune in. First of all, I want to start by asking you guys outside, as out there in the ether, some questions, as like, how are you? How are things going? And which way are you showing up to this live stream today? Please feel free to respond in the chat. I'll give give it like a minute or so, maybe less, for people to respond. There's a chat on the right, and we'll see if we'll get any responses. I personally have been very nervous all day, but have been excited to share this space with you guys. I'm a little tired because I think I've been working on this presentation for many hours over the night, and but I'm excited to be here. I'm feeling good. stressed about certain things, but happy to be in this space with you guys. How are we doing? Let's get talking, let's ease into this virtual space together while we're here. We're a little shy this morning. It seems like that's totally fine. We've got Jake Stuckey here saying, hello, I am joining from home this Saturday afternoon and feeling good. I love it. Thank you so much for responding. I'm feeling good too. Feeling good is there's so many ways to feel good, right? I'm feeling nervous, but still I'm feeling very excited. So awesome. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for participating and engaging with me right now. I wanted to point out how it's so interesting how we could all show up and be here in a particular space today on a live stream, and we all carry this range of emotions. We all carry so much of us during it all. And so our range of emotions are often informed by the stories that we live every day and the lessons that we learn through them. And so I think it's interesting that when this meeting is over, all of you who are watching are probably going to go on to live your own lives in different spaces with different people, and all of that informs our story. It kind of builds us up. And it allows us to expand and be exposed to more than what we could do by ourselves. So thank you so much for those who participated. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to share my screen to show you guys the presentation I have for today that will hopefully answer some questions about Yazabear. Of course, if any questions or comments come up during the presentation, feel free to put them on the live chat. I'll try to segue into them if I can. And if not, please feel free to reach out via email, or we're on Instagram at Yazabear Press. Our email's yazabearpress@gmail.com. Great. So now I want to share with you our action plan. So let's begin with the presentation portion of this afternoon. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if I can. All right. Build it up. Slideshow. Are people able to see the presentation? We gotta. When trying this a couple times, it didn't work the first time, but hopefully I got the hang of it. Okay, cool. Thank you, Stuckey. I appreciate that. So my presentation today will be called Taking Control of Your Narrative. It's an action plan by Yazabear Self-Publishing Press. I will be presenting it today. Antoinette Barton. I am the founder and executive director of the organization. Just fancy speak to say that I'm trying to wrangle it all together. I wanted to start off today by kind of defining what that means, taking control of your narrative. What is a narrative? What is our narrative? And why do we have to take control? How do we take control? What does that mean? And our narrative is really just our lived experiences, our day-to-day, our lessons that we've learned in the process, and taking control of your narrative. Why do we have to take control? Who do we have to take control from? And I think that we are in a mainstream era where, even though everything seems accessible in a digital kind of platform, the truth is that it's still very hard to break into artistic, creative publishing industries, because you have to have um, some sort of network, or maybe you need some capital to begin. And so there's all these limitations, all these obstacles that prevent us from taking part in telling our own story. And instead, the people are often generalized and grouped together. Um, and we take no part in what are the lessons that we learned, what is the narrative that we had to go through in order uh, to survive, to be here, to move forward, to continue the human race. And so this is Taking Control of Your Narrative, an action plan by Yazaber Self-Publishing Press, that hopefully this presentation will give you an idea of how we're going to do that and how you can join us in being a part of it. So let's start off. Let's begin. First, we'll start with who we are and about us. Yazaber Self-Publishing Press is a creative publishing nonprofit based in Berkeley, California. We're in the East Bay. We aid everyday people in becoming published writers and artists by publishing or helping them self-publish and distribute their story, often exposing a universal truth about their human experience. This is under the belief at Yazaber that everyone has a story to tell and wisdom to impart. The idea is to preserve those stories, the lost stories of the people, and reveal those entrenched commonalities that we have, and often don't even think about because we're so divided and stuck in kind of our own political or social sphere, which really limits our scope of many things. So, on the other hand, to tell your story, on the other side of it, to tell your story is an extremely powerful healing act that validates our individual experience, and it opens us up to others to form a sense of community. Without being vulnerable, it's really hard to relate and to connect, and to share perspective with others. If we keep reserved and stay within our shell, um, it we often live a very limited scoped life. And so Yazaber Publishing Press is a community collective here in Berkeley. We have an expectation of becoming a 501c nonprofit organization with rapid expansion in the Bay Area nonprofit publishing sector. Our mission is to amplify the voices and the stories of the silent majority, the stories of everyday people that go unheard and underappreciated by those who don't know that they need it the most. Our vision is to be world-renowned as the most inclusive self-publishing organization with a global distribution net. We're dreaming big here at Yazaber. And so to start off, I want to go through our executive summary, kind of gives a quick overview of what we do, what we want to do, and what the market is looking like. So we'll go into executive summary. Yazaber aids in the self-publishing and distribution of zines, comics, art, poetry, short stories, scripts, and novels that expose some truths about the human experience. Our leadership is we were founded and guided by me, Antoinette Barton, and my boyfriend Joey Meese, who should be on the other side of one of these screens. And then the overall industry is that in the Bay Area, it has the Bay Area in general has become fast known as an independent for its independent publishing houses. However, there's not an establishment that I know of that exists solely for the people without a cost or catch to the creative. And by cost and catch, I mean you either have to spend thousands of dollars to get your project published, or a catch where you have to um, resign uh, resign to maybe skewing your work, or your output for the sake of fitting into the mold of the publishing house. Um, as the Bay Area is well known for its local DIY collectives and nonprofit publishers, we aim to surpass them in reach and audience by expanding publishing opportunities to all. We want to facilitate the self publishing process and ease the financial and logistical burden it takes to share one's story. Our financial status is that we have $0 in capital. We're starting very new, very fresh, low resources, DIY. But we hope that within our first year we can secure some donations from the people, and our members, and we'll see how that plays out. We also are through the website you can shop our publications, and we hope that that brings a bit of a revenue stream to the organization in order to cover the costs that we will break down and go through in a little bit. Our future plans: we project to break even in the 13th month of operations. That is a bit of a nonsensical daydream. Like, I'm not really sure, because we are at the beginning of our we're like a nascent organization, so not really, we haven't had any revenue yet. We're just starting our website here today with you guys, and hopefully by this time next year we have a better understanding of operation costs. We do plan to become a 501c nonprofit organization. I've mentioned that a couple times. We are establishing partnerships and programs that will expose our work and keep it affordable. In time, we hope to expand by adding a recording studio component, possibly a radio show or podcast. I know there's a lot of people who are interested in the music side of things, and I think there's a lot of writing and creativity in that. And it all starts with our YouTube channel that documents all this development. I mean, this is our first live stream, and we hope that with this YouTube channel we're able to show folks how we develop with the projects that we're working on. We'd like to do like little sessions, like training videos on how to make different things. Like, I made DIY business cards. I've got DIY a little wallet for the business cards, DIY frames. Like, all of these things are possible at a low cost, and with things that are just lying around at home. And so I'm excited to share this, so that people that cannot join us can start an organization themselves, can start a project themselves, and they have a online community as a resource. That is really what we hope to do. We hopefully next year we want to do a loyalty based program, so supporters will be able to pay we're still trying out the details, but would pay a set amount for the year, and they would get all the publications from that year free. Publications will be free for members as well. We hope that we can do collective published zines throughout our development, maybe focused on holidays or seasons. I thought about that, what it means to enter spring. What does it mean to celebrate President's Day? I know that a lot of people have different perspectives and different feelings on those matters, and it would be great to have a collective work of people expressing what it means to enter a season, celebrate a holiday or not celebrate a holiday. But yeah, so we hope that the YouTube will help with outreach, and slowly but surely it might get us able to do recording and like mastering of digital equipment, which I'm not particularly the most knowledgeable about, but I'm willing to learn, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people willing to learn. Now I want to go over our organization. There's only really 3 of us, 2 of us, if you don't count Yaz. Right now we're a small little collective, but we are working this year to bring more people in. We talk about this all the time. I am the founder and executive director. I'm Antoinette Barton, and I focus on solidifying partnerships with retail stores, bookstores who want to carry our work, who want to engage in working on a project together. I focus on increasing membership and production logistics. So really, I'm the daydreamer of the team. Like, I want to do this, and that, and I focus on them. And then my partner, Joseph Mees, he's the chief financial officer, and he focuses on keeping operations financially viable for the short and long term. And what that really means is that he grounds me. So while I dream about this and this and that, he says, hey, we have to eat for the next week or so. Like, it kind of keeps me from spending all of our funds on scaling this organization faster than we can handle. So I appreciate his help. And also another founder and our chief operation officer is Yaz, who focuses on supporting and encouraging the team in their mission to carry on its operations by way of her innate cuteness. You might meet her at the end of this live stream. But in all seriousness, operations are really played out by Joseph and I. I have 5 years in educational creative nonprofit work. I have 5+ years in retail experience, and I've always been a creative. So I'm currently finishing my bachelor's degree in history, and I've copy edited various newspapers. I even started to own private family newspapers, which was our first official project here at Yazbear. Joey, he has experience working in sales at BMW and Walmart, and he's currently obtaining a music certificate. So he has a lot of experience in music production and has recorded an album in an awesome studio in LA. He's super talented as a musician and a songwriter. And she's just taking manners and behavioral lessons at local dog school to better serve as her position as COO, and to encourage us to keep on going with respect and with good training. All right, next we're gonna give a little bit of a business description. Yazbear is a free community collective that aids in the self-publishing of zines, comic, arts, poetry, short story scripts, and novels. We want to open the publishing door to everyone and anyone, regardless of identity, of age, or race. Our services are completely free of charge and rely on donors, grants, and community efforts to self-sustain. The collective, which is looking to become a nonprofit again, has an additional component, however, of selling publications of the organization's members or partnerships, which should bring an additional revenue to the collective itself and to its partners, because we do want to start a program that provides supplemental income to our creatives. However, they can waiver their pay to the collective if they desire to, as a donation. We help creatives publish a variety of projects in written and artistic mediums. When one joins the collective, they may begin their work on their own independent project that has been pending, maybe collecting dust, or they could start anew or join a collaborative effort with other members. Any group may request a team building workshop with other members. A group we aim to offer a range of perspectives in our publications. So we want to reach the everyday people, the workers that build up society without recognition. We believe that Yazbear is unique in its mission and in its approach, and we have the potential to expand globally, and we plan on it. So our next I'll go to our service list and give you guys an idea of what we do, what we plan to provide the community with. We want to provide consultation free of charge, which is a space is a place where Yazbear provides space and time to flush out ideas one-on-one, as well as a flexible time frame molded to your availability and flexibility. How can we help produce your work? How can we help distribute it? We work together on brainstorming a plan of action for publication. Remote and in-person meetings are available. This is completely free. It is just a quick, maybe 30-minute, 1-hour conversation to start on a new project and see if it's a viable effort for the creative. And we encourage anyone to join us in this effort. Next, we have the writers cohort, which is also free. It's basically right now they're just meetups in Berkeley, California, at a coffee shop nearby, and it's a way for artists to support one another while working on pending projects. Virtual meetups are possible for those interested. I can definitely organize those, but hopefully in-person meetings will expand across the Bay Area soon, and we will be able to have different writers cohorts at different times, at different places, one near you. And this is also free. This is a chance for people who want to maybe join the collective. They can join us for free. We sit down, we all work together. You work with the members, you can ask us questions, we can work together. And that's open to all, to everybody. Then we have self-publication. We have marketing and distribution, and all those two services are actually for collective members. So while they are free to collective members, you have to join the collective in order for us to work with you to self-publicate and then market and distribute that project. So we help in the self-publication of a project, whether it's a zine, a novel, an art piece. We provide direction, guidance, and support in that process, in that creative process. And then for marketing and distribution, we post flyers and art on public walls worldwide to call attention to our organization and publications. We use the outside around us in order to call attention. We want people to, even though we're building an online presence, I think it's really important for us to also build a in-person presence that brings people together. So we have been doing, let's see. I thought I had some flyers on me, but I guess I don't have them. Oh, they're right here. Okay, so they were right in front of me the whole time. So we use flyers. We got flyers here that we've been posting all over the East Bay, and we'll hit up San Francisco next week. But we post on walls, on bulletin boards, community bulletin boards, to call attention. We are looking forward to partnering with galleries and organizations, retail operations, bookstores, in the near future to promote publications. And in fact, we have a meeting in the first week of March with a Wild Sister Company, which is a bookstore up in Sacramento who's willing to carry our zine. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we make a new partner and are able to expand to Sacramento. We also have team building workshops for employees or a group of friends to create a project with us. We provide the necessary materials. or you could bring your own materials. And workshops will be a collective work that is published in a single project. In the workshop, we brainstorm themes together and choose one to be the center of the project. And each member present will share a story in relation to the themes chosen, and we will discuss the lessons that we learned by way of undergoing that specific journey. This is an opportunity for folks to work together with familiar faces to self-publish a creative outlet. Sometimes we can go at it alone, and sometimes we need our people alongside of us in order to build the courage to face our stories. So this is a chance to do that. And we believe that there's a therapeutic healing aspect to all of our services, but especially this team building workshop, because it is an approximately 3-hour workshop. It is 1 hour. We start with a community circle. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. Let's ease into the space. Then for an hour and 30 minutes, we work in the production of our publication in community. So while we're together, just kind of hanging out, Yazbear will kind of guide the people present on how to self-publish a project, whether they decide to make a zine or make a poetry book or an illustrated book. Either way, we want this to be a collaborative effort, and this is also free, but we always appreciate donations. We think this would be like a good way to kind of expose our work even further. Next, I'll give a little comprehensive overview about the industry background. Let's see. Yazbear is a collective with the aim of joining the nonprofit space as a community service. So Yazbear has taken into account costs, its market competitors, who we don't really label as competitors, but however, and the market itself to better navigate its development. Yazbear fills space in the nonprofit creative publishing sector. It operates out of Berkeley, establishing reach in the Bay Area before we're able to expand across California, the West Coast, the states, and then eventually across countries. That would be great to be worldwide. That definitely is a aim. There are nearly 2,200 publishing nonprofits in the U.S. that bring in a combined revenue stream of over $2 billion a year. So I believe that we can certainly add to this revenue stream, or even take a sliver of it. We can definitely make a mark in the market, in the publishing market, by being inclusive and open to all. We want to Yazbear is stewarding forward in good faith with a clear mission and a purpose to secure efficient procedures and practices, and engaged, skilled or passionate people to carry forth strong performances across key aspects of the organization. And the nonprofit industry has developed over centuries with influences from education or religious organizations that hand-printed materials to share a message with the public. And trends in the industry that are apparent now include the digitalization of materials, which is across the board, the high impact of social media engagement in order for marketing, and the elevation of unheard voices. The industry will certainly continue to grow, but it will shift to a grassroots movements and will increasingly reject mainstream elitist art by encouraging accessibility in the publishing space for a new generation of thinkers. I do think, especially with the new generation, that there is this movement to stay away from online and staying away from social media and bringing things a little bit back to the DIY, back to the people kind of mentality. And so um, we have a cost breakdown, and so we're fairly new. We've been operational since December 2024, so we haven't had accurate um, understanding of where our cost goes, but we hope by next year we're able to have more accurate data. But essentially, 20% uh, of all of our costs, of all of our funds, go into outreach, 20% to online presence, like the website. Um, the 20% goes to events and workshops that we have to host in person. 20% goes into the production of materials and projects, and 20% of our overall costs goes into marketing and distribution. Um, Next, we will go into our competitor analysis. This is a short rundown of the advantages and disadvantages that Yazabir faces front other nonprofit publishing houses or community collectives that seek to preserve the stories of the people. And here are three. We, like I mentioned earlier, we don't really look at these entities as competitors, more so as examples of what we want to do and what we don't want to do. Um, and I love all these places. These places are wonderful. Thrill House Records in San Francisco is a nonprofit record store. It's volunteer run. Those are its strengths. It has a full calendar of events. But it focuses on music, which is completely different from what we're doing. So that provides an opportunity for us to follow their same structure, yet using other mediums and engaging with other mediums. Uh, there, there's opportunity. The threats that we have against us that they are already pretty much established. I think they've been around since the 90s. They have a digital marketing that reaches a wider audience. They have a storefront. They have a little back venue, so to speak, for underground shows. Um, and then we have Chronicle Books that is financially very viable. They have open submissions, and they focus on child literacy. So that gives us an opportunity because we want to give opportunity to adults, adults who did not have the resources or the motivation to begin as a child when all these resources were available to us. How adults that feel like they're on the sideline of things and have to kind of play along with the game of capitalism in order to get forth and break into these industries. Um, they have a high budget for expansion, um, and they have room to in their publication pricing to uh, lower prices, more so than we are. However, we still want to be affordable. Our next competitor or example is City Lights bookstores and publishers. They are high quality publications, very well known. In fact, I think it's a historical publishing bookstore, from the 50s, from the beatnik era. So that's very, very cool. They do have a physical location. Their prices for the books and publications that they offer are at market price point. They have crowded shelving space. They're exclusive in terms of submissions because you have to go through an agent. They have um, a high list of people asking to be published, so they no longer take any submissions. You have to go through an agent, which is another difficult part about joining the industry. And they have one flagship store. So we want to expand further than that. That gives us an opportunity to increase capacity by expanding our workshop, our writing cohorts, our workshop accessibility. And hopefully one day, if the opportunity arises, we would definitely love to have a physical location so that we can really get official, really get legit. But aside from all these differences and pluses of these entities, we can still do better. We can still surpass them, because these are San Francisco publishers. There's definitely many more publishers in the Bay Area, in the US, and in the world, who can cover a variety of stories. But we take the barrier down to get people to start their portfolios with us. And that's the big thing, is we want to be not to take over these competitors. We want to be a stepping stone. We want to be the first step in your artistic journey or your publishing journey trajectory. So next we'll talk about market analysis. This will be our members. Our community service is for any or all adults, regardless of gender, race, or sexuality. We are looking for members above the age of 18 who are looking for a creative community to be a part of. Excuse me. We target adults who are displaced from the mainstream creative market and who have a desire to gain experience as a creative or a nonprofit specialist, a production expert, or a distribution manager. We are a free service to creatives of different ages who wish to begin their artistic journey without catch or cost. The market may have members from distinct generations with distinct income levels, but we prioritize Bay Area members now until we can grow the operation to be able to sustain members nationwide and even global members. It is entirely remote right now, but we will consider physical locations as opportunities arises. And we are drawing out specialized programs for veterans, students, disabled, those living under the poverty line, to remove any barriers that prevent inclusiveness in our services and events. Our patron and supporters. Our patrons are also for anybody, regardless of gender, race, or sexuality. We are looking for those who feel disconnected with the human experience as a whole, or even a sliver of it. I think we all can relate to that. We target readers and supporters who seek a fresh and real perspective in the mainstream creative market, and who have a desire to contribute to the accessibility of the published arts to the people. We are an affordable enterprise that seeks to use its sales to self-sustain and compensate its creative. Our audience may have folks from distinct areas with distinct beliefs. We prioritize open-minded adults who are curious about how to get through life. We have distribution in the Bay Area and Sacramento. We will have distribution in Sacramento, hopefully, until we can grow the operation to be able to create partnerships nationwide or global members. It is entirely local now, but we'll consider other forms of digital engagement as opportunities arise. Specialized programs for veterans, students, the disabled, and those living under the poverty line will be available to prevent the lack of inclusiveness in our services and in our events. Next, we'll talk about the marketing plan. So we know who are our members and patrons that we are looking for. But now, how do we make that happen? How do we reach out to them? Here we have a marketing plan. I don't know if you guys have heard of the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, promotion, or place. But it's a great it's a great table. We can make a table to really understand where you fit in in terms of marketing in your industry. So we expect steady growth in the next 2 years. We are focusing on dollar promotions on all our publications in the first year as we settle into practice. It's our first year promotion. We will advertise our services and our publications through online engagement and grassroots distribution. We will sell our publications through our website, through a social medium, and through local retail stores. But ideally, we would redirect online sales to our website and focus our energy in creating a direct-to-consumer line. Our free services will also gain exposure through these approaches. So the 4 Ps of marketing: product. We're Yazabear Self-Publishing Press. We support in self-publishing and DIY endeavors. This service fulfills the need for more accessibility in the arts and publishing industry. It addresses frustration related to elitism, favoritism, and nepotism in creative industries, and each contribution and purchase is enabling someone's story to be told and validated. So it makes our product and our publications particularly special. Price. The value of the publications will remain affordable, less than market price points, and specialized discount programs and incentives. The value of the free community service will be free and priceless to its members. A common hardcover book is around $30 and a paperback is $15. Services that we provide are often in the four-figure mark or at a cost of the artist or their work. So we have an aim to undercut competitors. Promotion. We will establish an online presence, and we have, and engage in bootstrapped in-person events like pop-ups, tabling, flyer distributions, word of mouth. We want promotional approaches, including partnerships with retailers, press releases, and building that online presence. We have limited resources, but powerful nonetheless, because we're doing this all in community. And then finally, place. Physical store, website, or online marketplace. The service is online until we can get an in-person interaction going. Partnerships with retailers will be in California until we are able to expand to other states and eventually other countries. Our distribution channels are local bookstores and retail stores, but we want to really put all of our energy in establishing a DTC approach, direct to consumer, to avoid being cut through wholesale costs. Next, I kind of want to finalize this by going through our future plans and milestones. Yazabear has developed a lot since its inception in December of 2024. So here's a brief overview of our accomplishments to date. So Yazabear began in December 2024. So we're really just like 3 months old. Our first completed publication was on December 5th, 2024, which was a private family newspaper, bilingual one. Then the first distribution run began on December 6th, the following day. We resumed production on a novel that's slated to come out next year, to be released next year on December 10th. On December 12th, we published our second publication, our first public open publication on December 12th. And then the completion of our first distribution run occurred on December 17th. We began our production on the second publication on January 5th, 2025. And then Yazabear today will publish a website and community on March 1st. And that goes alongside with starting our YouTube channel. Yazabear will release a new publication on the week of March 3rd. So next week we will release a mini zine called Gratitude. So that's very exciting. We have a meeting, as I mentioned earlier, on the first week, next week, with a bookstore in Sacramento who is interested in carrying our work. And another future plan is that we're building our YouTube community for transparent practices and DIY training videos. Again, just wanted to show you guys all the things that we can do together. We got frames that we're working on. We have a little studio, photography studio for publication. So that's something that we can build together on YouTube. We've got, this is a little bit of some of the work that we've been doing. This is a novel that's being done. That should be done by next year. This is kind of give you an idea of how even a small mini zine, all the process and all the steps you have to take in order to get it just right. And even with all these steps, you have to go into a second edition sometimes, like we did on our first open publication, because we had a misspelling on the front cover. But we have since published our new edition, so we're very excited about that. And also another folder which has kind of the steps for our first publication, which was a private home publication, this was very exciting. This actually went across 4 states, I believe, and 3 different countries. We went down to Sweden, went to Peru, and around the states. So it's very exciting. And that's what we've got going on. So I'm going to end the presentation here. If you have any questions, any comments or feedback or ideas, or you'd like to join us, please reach out to us. Connect with us on social media at Yazabear Press, or email us at yazabearpress@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. We can't start the revolution with just ourselves. It's got to be a community effort, and especially in these days where there's a lot of divisiveness, there's a lot of political divisiveness, there's a lot of intense situations going on worldwide. How do the people from all over come together and say, hey, there's a bigger story going around worldwide about what's going on in the Ukraine, in San Francisco, here, there. But what do the people have to say? How are they experiencing those events that are happening? So please join us. Let's start a revolution. Let's topple the belief that the arts and storytelling is exclusive and elitist. So thank you for joining me today on this presentation. I'm going to stop sharing the screen to talk to you directly for 1 second before we launch our website, which is super exciting. I know that was a whole lot of information. I was going through our business plan, and I look forward to meeting with you guys one-on-one to talk about how you can contribute to Yazabear and how we could help begin your artistic journey. Next, we are going to publish our website, which is really exciting. So at this point, I am going to share my screen once more. Let's see. So that we can give you guys a sneak peek of the website. So this is Yazabear Self-Publishing Press. This is our homepage. We've got an about page, a shop, contact, resources and opportunities, a donation space. And here we are. We're all about community empowerment, as you can see here. We have a list of our services. We have our sale. Everything is $1 this year. You can discover our publications here and shop them as well. If you want to know a little bit about me, you feel free. And if you want to know what I think I am, I think I'm just really a rock chick. So thank you to Avril Lavigne for that quote. You can meet the collective. You can support our growth. Get in touch. Here you can go through the pages, connect with us. You can go to our about page and it'll have a comprehensive overview of who we are. You can meet the collective, which has, even though we have three members on the administrative side, we've got a couple other members here who are working on their own projects as well. We got quotes here that I think are quite, they relate to it, so relate to us. So if a story is in you, it has to come out, by William Faulkner. You can join the team. It talks about the benefits. You can go to shop, and we can shop together all the publications, which are very exciting. We can connect here. We have resources and opportunities. So we have things that are occurring out in the world outside of Yazir that people might want to get involved, like submission-based organizations or opportunities. We also have a community section for those of you who are looking for more support than a creative support. We have hiring. City Lights actually is hiring, so that's very exciting. We have a donate page where we put our wish list. You can consider donating any of these, like erasers, rulers, glue. These are things that we need. And you can make an impact. You can donate to us. You can follow our journey on social media. So that is our website. And now what I'd like to do is publish it all together. The way to do that is that we can. So we're going to make it public here. Make it public. And we're going to publish our site. All right, we got this. I've been waiting so long. All right, so we're going to. Maybe if we reload it. We are using Wix, and it has been wonderful so far. Let's see if it published. Bearpress.org. Awesome. It is live. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you so much. There's still a lot to work on the website, but we are live, ready to celebrate spring. Please learn more about us, shop our publications, contact us if you need anything. And thank you for joining us. This is so wonderful, and I appreciate you guys. All right. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email us at yazabearpress@gmail.com or reach out to us on Instagram. I think we also have a Facebook too. And it seems like we've got some questions here. We got some questions. Yes, I will share the link. I will make sure to make sure that this is live, even though you can look at it whenever. The public can look at it. Thank you all for joining, and have a happy Saturday. Yes. Go Bear. I was supposed to. Oh, thank you, Stuki. That's awesome. I'll join you with some coffee. And actually, I was meaning to show Yazzie here. This is the girl who started it all. Who starts it all. This little girly girl. Who's a little camera shy. That's okay. A little camera shy. Anyways, have a good one. Bye, guys.